Our birthday party and your wedding are on the same day, but you were planning a modest ceremony anyway, so it's fine, right? Our parents and relatives will all be at my celebration." With those words, my younger sister Vanessa deliberately scheduled her birthday party to clash with my wedding. I received this devastating news 2 months before our wedding day. When the day finally arrived, something unexpected happened. "What in the world is this?" Vanessa exclaimed in shock. I smiled as I approached her. "Huh? Vanessa, what happened to your own birthday party? Did you get curious because our reception is such a blast?" I'm Olivia, a 28-year-old medical assistant at Riverside Hospital. I've worked there for 10 years since high school, earning recognition for my dedication despite the emotional challenges of healthcare. Nathan and I have dated for 2 years. We met when his father was rushed to the ER with a suspected heart attack, where I was the assistant monitoring his vitals. Nathan noticed my calm efficiency rather than my appearance. When he proposed last winter, joy overwhelmed me, but doubt crept in. "Are you sure you want to be with someone like me? Just a medical assistant without a degree?" Nathan squeezed my hands and said confidently, "It has to be you, Olivia. Only you." Was this real? My heart raced with happiness. Soon after, we visited his parents' home to share our news. "Olivia," his mother said warmly, "we're thrilled to have someone with your compassion joining our family." "Thank you, but I'm the one who's grateful," I replied, unused to such genuine acceptance. "There's no need to be modest," his father said kindly, the same man whose life I'd helped save in the ER. The evening went smoothly until his father mentioned, "We'd love to meet your family sometime." "Yes, of course," I stammered, anxiety rising at the thought. Nathan squeezed my hand. "You don't have to force yourself, Olivia." "Thanks, but I'll be okay," I said, though my heart disagreed. My anxiety had a specific cause. My family had always preferred my younger sister. Vanessa turns heads everywhere with her perfect features. Even as a child, she commanded attention and was featured in teen magazines by high school. Our parents treated her like a precious gem needing constant polish. I was the plain one. My mother once told a neighbor loudly enough for me to hear, "We didn't need professional photos of Olivia." What would be the point? Such casual cruelty defined my childhood. The disparity was stark. Vanessa received praise for everything while I lived under constant criticism. I couldn't join activities because they were wasted money. My clothes were Vanessa's cast-offs. My mother prepared special meals for Vanessa's model diet while I ate leftovers. On my birthdays, my mother would inexplicably give Vanessa nicer gifts than mine. "So you don't feel left out, sweetheart," she'd tell her, while I sat feeling invisible at my own celebration. "Why can't you be photogenic like Vanessa?" My father would sigh during family photos. "Stand in the back." Vanessa's cruelty intensified as we grew older. In middle school, when she discovered my crush on a boy named Tyler, she immediately began dating him. Worse, she revealed my personal secrets during lunch. Because of her, boys I'd never spoken to would snicker when I passed. If I confronted her, our parents would scold me instead. "Stop being jealous of your sister," they'd say. I learned to make myself smaller and less visible, enduring in silence while counting days until I could escape. Growing up this way left me with almost no self-confidence. Yet I thought maybe excelling academically would finally earn my parents' recognition. I threw myself into studying, finding refuge in textbooks and the logical world of mathematics and science. My grades consistently ranked near the top of my class. In junior year, I achieved something significant. I ranked first in my entire grade on the state assessment. Heart racing with excitement, I rushed home with my results. "Mom, Dad, look. I got the highest score in the entire school." My mother barely glanced at the paper before my father responded, "Don't stand out in weird ways. It would be pitiful for Vanessa if people thought you were smarter than her. She's already upset about missing a modeling callback." His words crushed me. In that moment, I realized no achievement would ever earn their love. The futility of my efforts felt like a physical weight. Despite everything, I continued studying but developed a strange habit, intentionally making mistakes on tests to stay around 10th place. Not high enough to outshine Vanessa, not low enough to attract negative attention. For high school, I set my sights on Westridge Academy, the most prestigious school in our area. Knowing my parents would object to spending money on me, I crafted a careful argument. "Westridge offers free textbooks and lab materials," I explained. "Their program means I won't need a computer, and they have the lowest activity fees of any school. It would actually save you money." They reluctantly agreed. Despite purposely holding back, I graduated with honors. My counselor approached me about college applications, confident I could secure scholarships. When I broached the subject at home, the response was devastating. "We've wasted enough money on you already," my father said without looking up. "Start working and pay us back for raising you." "But I have scholarship options," I argued. "It wouldn't cost you anything." "The answer is no," my mother interrupted. "Vanessa needs our financial support for her portfolio." I had to abandon my college dreams. At Westridge, where nearly all graduates went to university, my situation was almost unheard of. When my counselor Mr. Harrington asked why, I finally explained my family situation. His genuine sadness touched me deeply. "That's incredibly unfair, Olivia. But it's a family matter, so I can't intervene. I'm really sorry." Mr. Harrington didn't stop there. "The hospital is looking for medical assistants. They offer certification training. You've always been good with people. Would you be interested?" Through his connections, he arranged an interview at Riverside Hospital, where I still work today. When I told my parents about the job, they barely acknowledged it. "Just make sure you bring in the money. We're expecting rent from your first paycheck." Their coldness strengthened my resolve to become independent. Working double shifts and living frugally, I saved every penny. 3 years later, I moved into my own apartment, finally able to breathe freely. Since moving out, I'd maintained minimal contact with my family, which made me anxious about the traditional meeting before the wedding. One evening, Nathan noticed my distraction. "Hey," he said gently, "we don't have to do the big family meeting if it stresses you out. My parents would understand." "But they've been so kind," I protested. "They deserve a proper wedding with all the traditions." Nathan squeezed my hand. "It's okay to just have a casual lunch. I don't want you feeling uncomfortable." His understanding brought tears to my eyes. "Thank you. I'll talk with my parents about it." The following Sunday, I visited my parents' house. My mother opened the door without greeting, and I found my father watching TV while Vanessa scrolled through her phone on the couch. "I have news," I said awkwardly. "Nathan and I are getting married in April." My father grunted without looking away from the TV. So what?" Their complete lack of interest stung. "Nathan's parents would like to meet you," I continued. My mother sighed dramatically. "That's such a hassle. We're not free. We don't need a meeting between families." I had anticipated this reaction and prepared my backup plan. "Well," I said casually, "I was thinking of covering lunch at Archer's, that new place with the celebrity chef from American Cuisine magazine." Vanessa immediately looked up from her phone. "What? That place has a 3-month waiting list. I've been trying to get in for my Instagram." She sat upright, suddenly animated. "Their desserts are supposed to be amazing for photos." My mother's expression shifted instantly. "If Vanessa wants to go, I suppose we could make time." I felt a familiar mixture of relief and disgust as I left. Once again, my family's self-interest was perfectly predictable. The reservation at Archer's was secured for a Saturday afternoon. Nathan and I arrived early, my stomach in knots as we waited. His parents soon joined us, his father Richard in a tailored blazer, his mother Catherine wearing a warm smile. "The architecture here is remarkable," Richard commented, pointing out the exposed beamwork. We chatted easily until my family arrived, 20 minutes late. Vanessa entered first, wearing an outfit clearly chosen for photos rather than appropriateness. My parents followed, barely acknowledging Nathan's parents beyond cursory nods. "Thank you all for coming," Richard said warmly, extending his hand to my father, who shook it limply. "Olivia mentioned this place had received good reviews," my mother replied, already scanning the room for celebrities. Once seated, Nathan's parents made genuine efforts at conversation, only to receive brief, disinterested responses. When our first course arrived, Vanessa immediately pulled out her phone. "Wait, nobody touch anything yet," she commanded, standing for the perfect overhead shot. "The lighting is perfect for my feed." My parents focused entirely on the food, commenting on its presentation but making no effort to engage with Nathan's family. The real shift came when Richard politely asked about Vanessa. "So, Vanessa, Olivia mentioned you're interested in social media?" My parents' expressions instantly transformed, suddenly animated. "She's our pride and joy." My mother gushed. "She has over 15,000 followers. You should have seen her as a child, always natural in front of the camera." "Mom, stop," Vanessa laughed, clearly enjoying the attention. But seriously, my engagement rates are in the top percentile for my demographic. My father pulled out his phone to show photos of Vanessa's modeling shoots. For 30 minutes, the conversation revolved entirely around her, while Nathan's parents maintained polite interest, exchanging concerned glances. After dessert, my family made no pretense of wanting to stay. "We'll be taking our leave now," my mother announced abruptly. "Vanessa has a live streaming session scheduled." They departed with barely a goodbye, Vanessa already back on her phone. A heavy silence fell over our table. Nathan squeezed my hand under the table as I struggled with embarrassment. "It's even worse than I thought," I finally said to his stunned parents. "I'm so sorry you had to experience that." Catherine reached across the table to take my other hand. "Olivia, it's not your fault. I think it's remarkable how compassionate you've become despite such an environment." Richard nodded in agreement. "You've clearly forged your own path. That takes tremendous strength." "From now on," Catherine added warmly, "you can consider us your real parents. Our door is always open to you." Their kindness broke something inside me. For years I'd built walls to protect myself, but these people had seen the worst and still wanted me. Tears welled in my eyes as I thanked them, feeling truly accepted for perhaps the first time. After the disastrous family meeting, I worried about further disruptions at our wedding. I suggested to Nathan that we have a smaller ceremony with just close friends. Having witnessed my family's behavior, his parents immediately agreed. Then unexpectedly, my phone lit up with Vanessa's name, something that had never happened before. "Hello?" I answered cautiously. "Olivia, I'm doing a quick Instagram live," Vanessa announced. "I'm adding you to my video feed." Before I could object, my screen split to show Vanessa's face and my surprised expression, with viewer comments streaming by. "Big news," she continued cheerfully. "I'm having my birthday celebration at the Bayside Manor on April 24th. It's going to be epic. I've booked a DJ who's worked with celebrities." My blood ran cold. April 24th was our wedding date, at the same venue. "Vanessa," I interrupted, "that's my wedding date. At the Bayside Manor." She feigned surprise. "Oh, really? What a coincidence. But you were planning a modest wedding anyway, so it's fine, right? I've already announced it to my followers." After ending the live stream, she called back immediately. "Oh, and I have more news," she continued, ignoring my distress. "I'm engaged. Ethan proposed last week. Come meet him at our parents' house this Saturday." I had plans with Nathan that day, but he agreed we should find out what was happening with the venue situation. That Saturday, we arrived to find Vanessa with a tall man in an expensive suit. My parents were fawning over him, offering drinks with an attentiveness they'd never shown to Nathan. "Olivia, Nathan, this is Ethan. He's a project manager at Tech Future," Vanessa announced. Ethan looked me up and down with undisguised disdain. "Wow," Vanessa wasn't exaggerating. "You really are plain. And a medical assistant with just a high school diploma. You don't have any standout qualities, do you?" I felt Nathan stiffen beside me. "I graduated from Wharton and manage a team of developers at one of the most innovative tech companies in the country," Ethan continued arrogantly. "I deal with people who shape the future, not people who take temperatures and clean bedpans." "Is that so?" I replied calmly. "Well, similar people attract each other." I reached for my purse, desperate to escape. "We have another appointment. We'll be leaving." "Wait." Vanessa called dramatically. "The conversation isn't over." "Is there something else?" I asked, already halfway to the door. Vanessa exchanged a glance with Ethan, smirking. "Since I'm having my birthday at the Bayside Manor on April 24th, Ethan thought we should have our engagement party the same day. 2 celebrations in one." "But that's our wedding date," I said, struggling to stay calm. "The venue is already booked for our ceremony." "But since you're planning such a modest wedding, that's fine, right? The manager said they could put your little ceremony in the garden gazebo." "Wait a minute," she continued with false concern, "what about our parents and relatives? They will all be at my celebration. You'll have a miserable wedding with not a single family member present." I realized my sister had deliberately orchestrated this to humiliate me. My parents sat nodding in agreement, not even attempting to hide their preference. "I got it," I said quietly, a strange calm settling over me. Later, I told Nathan, "I'm done with them. Completely done." "I don't blame you," he replied, anger evident in his voice. "What they're doing is cruel. We could change our date." "No," I interrupted firmly. I'm not giving Vanessa the satisfaction. Nathan brightened with an idea. If your family isn't coming anyway, why not invite everyone we know instead? There are still 2 months until the wedding. While considering his suggestion, a memory suddenly surfaced. By the way, wasn't your father? Nathan grinned, immediately understanding. Yes, he is. 2 months passed quickly, and our wedding day arrived. The Bayside Manor looked stunning with elegant floral arrangements and soft lighting. Guests filled the venue, colleagues from the hospital, Nathan's extended family, and friends from both our lives. At the beginning of the ceremony, we briefly mentioned that my relatives wouldn't be attending. Rather than awkwardness, this prompted supportive words from our guests. The ceremony was beautiful, and as the reception began, the energy in the ballroom was electric. Our MC, a friend of Richard's, brought tremendous enthusiasm. I've hosted hundreds of weddings, he announced, but rarely have I seen a room so full of genuine love. Hospital friends performed a hilarious skit about our first meeting, and through Richard's connections, a well-known musician played a piece written especially for us. The dance floor stayed packed as we celebrated with people who truly cared about our happiness. During a quiet moment with Nathan, I spotted them, my parents, Vanessa, and Ethan, slipping into the back of the ballroom. Their expressions showed shock as they surveyed the elegant celebration. I made my way toward them, head held high. What in the world is this? Vanessa demanded, gesturing at the crowded room. I allowed myself a small smile. Huh? Vanessa, what happened to your birthday party? Did you get curious because our reception is such a blast? Her face flushed with anger. What do you mean? Weren't you supposed to have a small ceremony in the garden gazebo? Plans change, I replied calmly. When the venue saw our guest list, they gave us the main ballroom instead. The Bayside Manor was indeed one of the most prestigious venues in the area. Vanessa had clearly chosen it to upstage me, never imagining I could fill such a grand space. Why are there so many people here? My mother asked, scanning the room filled with guests. Well, we have our friends, hospital colleagues, and Nathan's father's architecture firm connections. Architecture firm? Ethan interjected, his expression shifting from disdain to alarm. Nathan joined us, sliding his arm around my waist. Ethan was asking about your father's company, I explained. Ethan's face paled. No way, he muttered, scanning the crowd. Why are all the tech executives I invited here? These are the people who canceled on us last minute. What? Vanessa turned on him. The influencers you promised would boost my followers? Are you talking about the tech leaders who work with my father-in-law's firm? I asked innocently. Your father-in-law? Ethan repeated weakly. Yes, he just arrived, I nodded toward Richard greeting guests at the entrance. Ethan's face froze in horror. Richard Westbrook? The Westbrook design founder. Why is he here? Well, Nathan replied pleasantly, it would be strange if a father didn't attend his son's wedding, wouldn't it? Though I understand some families have different priorities. Richard joined us, his presence commanding respect despite his gentle tone. It seems there were some strange parenting choices around here, he commented, glancing at my parents, who suddenly looked extremely uncomfortable. By the way, he continued, addressing Ethan directly, I understand you scheduled your engagement celebration to coincide with my son's wedding. What exactly was your intention? Ethan's professional facade crumbled instantly. I had no idea it was your son's wedding. It wasn't my idea, it was Vanessa's. She wanted to overshadow her sister. What? Vanessa gasped. Don't blame me. You're the one who said it would be fun to humiliate someone with basic medical training. Shut up, Ethan hissed. Not in front of Richard Westbrook. It's your fault for throwing me under the bus. Vanessa shrieked back. Their argument escalated until Richard stepped between them. Enough, he said firmly. This is Nathan and Olivia's special day. I won't have it disrupted by this behavior. Ethan mumbled an apology before practically sprinting toward the exit. Vanessa stormed after him, her birthday sash trailing behind her like a surrender flag. My parents stepped forward, their expressions transformed into unconvincing smiles. Olivia, darling, my mother said sweetly, we've always thought highly of you. Since we're already here, perhaps we could join the reception? I later learned that Vanessa's garden party had many empty seats. The tech executives Ethan had invited had all canceled to attend our wedding instead. The few friends who did show up had apparently been whispering about the situation, making Vanessa the center of mockery rather than adoration. We always knew you were the more reliable daughter, my father added solemnly. Your work ethic has always been admirable, my mother chimed in. A chill ran through me hearing their hollow praise, these same parents who had denied me college and made me feel invisible my entire life. It's useless, whatever you say now, I said firmly. I've decided to cut ties with you. Please leave immediately. My mother's face showed indignation. What? How dare you speak to your own parents this way? You're disrupting our celebration, I continued calmly. Please leave. Security staff appeared discreetly at Nathan's signal. As my parents were escorted out, I felt an enormous weight lift from my shoulders. We returned to our guests, people who genuinely cared about us, and continued celebrating our special day. In the months that followed, Vanessa and Ethan broke off their engagement. Their relationship couldn't withstand the mutual blame game after their public humiliation. Ethan's career suffered significantly, the tech industry is smaller than many realize, and word spread quickly about his behavior. They became entangled in a bitter dispute over party costs and non-refundable deposits. My parents, still smarting from embarrassment, redirected their anger toward Vanessa, their once adored child now bearing the brunt of their disappointment. They had spent nearly $50,000 on her birthday celebration and engagement plans, most of which was non-refundable. In a twist of irony, they disowned Vanessa after her Instagram following plummeted. Her attempt to monetize the family drama backfired, costing her several sponsorship deals. Both my parents and Vanessa revealed themselves to be superficial people trapped in a cycle of appearances and validation seeking. Since I've cut ties with them completely, their drama no longer affects my life. Nathan and I are enjoying our new life together after a peaceful honeymoon in Costa Rica. Nathan has established his own architecture practice focused on healthcare-informed design. My medical background and his architectural vision combine in our approach to creating healing spaces. I've continued my work at the hospital, recently accepting a promotion to lead the emergency department's medical assistant team. We're developing new protocols that bring comfort to patients during high-stress situations. Our home has become a gathering place for friends and chosen family. Richard and Catherine visit often, bringing warmth and genuine support. We host monthly dinners where colleagues mingle and new friendships form. We've learned that family isn't determined by blood, but built through choice, respect, and genuine care. As we look toward the future, we're focused on nurturing the authentic relationships that truly enrich our lives.